Hello everyone, I'll be showcasing how to create a proxy on AWS using tinyproxy. Let's get started. Well, the first step, you will need to create a security group. We will call it proxy, and for the description we'll call it proxy ports. We will need to create inbound rules, one for SSH, and we'll use everyone connect, and the other one will use a custom TCP. This port is for the proxy port. The default is 888. Once you're done, we'll click on create security group. That part is done. Now we will create an EC2 instance, Ubuntu. We'll add our key pair, and we use a custom security group, the same one we created. And once that's done, we launch the EC2 instance. Let's refresh. We'll come back once this EC2 is up. Now our EC2 instance is up. Let's connect to it and set up the proxy. First thing that we need to do is run this command, sudo su, to switch to the root user, and apt update to update the download repository. So once that's done, we could install the tinyproxy. Use this command, apt install tinyproxy, -y. Now we have installed tinyproxy. We have to edit the settings, the configuration file for tinyproxy. First thing we need to do is to allow all IPs to connect to this server. You could use any IP you want, it doesn't have to be everything. And here's the syntax. Allow, and this for everything. Once that's done, Control S, Control X, save and exit. Then we have to restart the tinyproxy. Now it's restarted. We could check if the port is actually open by using nmap and a public IP. Let me show you an example. This is not necessary, this is just for diagnostics. Use nmap-b AAA-pn to skip the pings, and the public IP, which is this thing. Like you see here, came back with a state of open, which means that the security group is doing what it's supposed to do. Alright, so now we need to connect to the tinyproxy. We could go to proxy settings in here, use the manual proxy setup, turn this on, and we use the IP address, the public IP, and the port we opened. Click save. Now, how do we test this? We go to my public IP, and if the IP that we get is the same as this one, it means that the proxy is working as expected. So let's do that. Like you see here, the IP is the same, 225.166. 225.166. This means the IP is working, and our IP has changed to the proxy. Now you could navigate to the blocked websites, and if it's not in the same region, then you should be able to use that website as expected. Now let's say you want to add authentication, that way not everyone could connect to the proxy. So let me showcase how we edit the configuration file again, and we at the bottom here there is basic authentication right here. So we add basic authentication, we change the password to whatever we want, right? 123 and user 123. Now Control S, Control X. We have to restart the proxy again, and like you see now it's prompting us to use the username and password. So let me add that. User 123, password 123. Let's, like you see here, now we're authenticated to the proxy. Thank you everyone.